Today we are going to discuss about the part 2 of control and coordination, and part 2 basically involves your coordination in cases of plants. As we have already discussed the control and coordination in animals, and the control and coordination mostly occurs due to the presence of the neurons and the nervous system in our body. But the plants, it do not contains any neurons or the nervous system, so its way of responding to stimulus is somewhat different. So the plant responds to stimulus by the two ways, that is either by the growth movement such as changes shown by the growing plants, or by some chemical changes such as in cases of Mimosa pudica or touch me not plant. So what are the different types of growth movement that we have already discussed? It includes your phototrophism, geotrophism, chemotrophism and all those things. Whereas the next way is the way in which the Mimosa pudica or touch me not plant responds. So let us discuss how the Mimosa pudica plant responds to the stimulus. The immediate response, such as in Mimosa pudica, the information is transferred by the electrochemical changes from the cell to cell, and the movement occurs by the change in the cell size by the osmosis. In normal condition, the cell remain turgid and maintain normal posture. But as a stimulus is received, the cell starts exosmosis. As a result, the water come out of the cell and the cell size shrinks. So what happens basically here? Suppose it is the cell of the Mimosa pudica, it is in a turgid cell. The cell is turgid, that means it is in its proper shape. But whenever it receives a stimulus, exosmosis occurs in the cell. Now what do you mean by exosmosis? Exosmosis means moving of water away from the cell. So the cell size will decrease. Here it is as it is said, the shrinkage in the size, and finally the leaf close. So it is the way in which the Mimosa pudica responds to the stimulus. It is one way, and the next way, as we have already discussed, that is the growth movement. So let us discuss about the growth movement now. In some plants, movement occurs by growth, such as increase in the size in tendrils which are sensitive to touch. So here is the figure of the tendrils that wrap around or coil around the any firm object present nearby them. So tendrils, when come in contact with some object, the part which is away from the which is away grow rapidly and coils around the object as it is coiling. Bending of plant stem towards the light is also a growth movement, that is the phototrophism. So these are the various growth movement which is shown by the plants in response to the stimulus. So let us discuss the on the basis of the stimulus, the movement are of various types. That is the phototrophism, that is the movement of the plants towards the light is known as your phototrophism. Geotrophism, that is the root, it is showing positive geotrophism. Hydrotrophism means the movement of the plant roots towards the water is known as hydrotrophism. And chemotrophism means movement of pollen tubes, as we know that the pollen tubes move due to the presence of the chemotrophism inside the ovule. So the nervous system shows insufficient as it does not associated with each cell. Okay, our each and every cell is not associated with the cell, and it requires a resting period before setting up new impulse. As we know that our neurons, positive and negative response signals are present over there. So whenever a response is done, it requires few time to again generate the electrical impulse. So in order to cope up with those two, hormones are present in our body to respond to the stimulus. So there is a need of having a system in which cells secrete some chemicals which can be detected by the other cell, even transmitted also. So what are hormones? These are the chemical messengers which are secreted by the endocrine gland and released directly into the blood, from where they can reach to the target organs and show their effect. So basically we and the plants both responds by two mechanism. Either a plant responds either by growth mechanism, or in cases as in the Mimosa pudica, or by the help of the hormones. In cases of plant hormones, the first one is the auxin. It helps in the elongation of the stem, and it also helps in the phototrophism. As the stem elongate, it helps in the bending of the plant towards the sun. So the auxin hormone helps in the elongation of the stem and bending towards the light. The next hormone is the cytokinin. It promotes the cell division. Next one is gibberellins, and it helps in growth of the plant in length. And the last one is the abscisic acid. It inhibits growth and it also induces dormancy. Dormancy means it increases the period of growth. Suppose a seed can grow in 1 month. If we will spray some abscisic acid on it, it increases its growth period up to 5 to 6 months. That is known as the cases of dormancy. The next is about the animal hormones. These are secreted by the endocrine glands. Each and every gland that is present in both male and female is same except the ovaries and the testes. So the first one is the hypothalamus, which is situated in the brain, and it releases some factor which control the secretion of the pituitary gland. The next hormone is the pituitary gland, which is also situated in the brain and is known as the master gland. Its secretion controls the endocrine gland and regulates them. The next gland is the pineal. It is also situated in the brain. So basically the three glands, that is the hypothalamus, pituitary and the pineal, are situated in the brain. It secretes the melatonin hormone which regulates the body color of the animals. And the pineal gland is also known as the biological clock of our body. The next hormone is the parathyroid. It secretes the parathormone, which along with the calcitonin controls the calcium level in our blood plasma. The next gland is the thyroid gland, which secretes thyroid. It secretes the thyroxine, which controls the body metabolism of the carbohydrate, fats and proteins. It also secretes calcitonin, which along with the parathormone controls the calcium level. So you must know that the thyroid and the parathyroid, it controls the calcium level in our body. The next gland is the pancreas, which secretes insulin hormone which controls the blood sugar level. And the last one is the adrenaline, which is secreted under the case of emergency. It secretes the adrenaline hormone which regulates the heartbeat to maintain a proper oxygen supply in emergency condition. It is situated over the kidney. Okay, suppose this is the kidney that is present. Here is the presence of the adrenaline gland. So these are the various glands which are present in cases of human beings, and hormone as well as the nervous system that is present in our body helps in responding to stimulus. Whereas in cases of plants, it shows growth movement along with the hormone which helps in the responding to the stimulus. So it's all about your control and coordination. Thank you for watching.